Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So welcome to another market open stream. Today is going to be a good one. I have that feeling, and I'm going to show you why. Bitcoin forms an explosive pattern, and there are many things happening today that are quite exciting. So let's get right to it. Welcome, guys. Look at this pattern right now for Bitcoin. Right, you may be wondering, this morning, even when I woke up, I'm like, okay, Bitcoin is back to 72. But then all of a sudden, boom, what happened here? This scam wick. Well, I'll tell you what happened. Well, the U.S. market basically, not the U.S. market, but this came out. This economic data came out showing that U.S. job gains was better than expected. 272,000, much more than expected. Okay, and that actually sent Bitcoin and actually the futures market down. Now, why would that happen? Why would good economic data bring down markets? Well, the reason being, people now think there's less chance for Powell to cut rates, especially this month, right? They think, well, if the economy is doing well, then there's no need for Powell to cut rates. Well, that's just the wrong way to look at it. I think this is really actually a fake out. First of all, it doesn't quite make sense, especially if you actually read what actually came out. Yes, that was high, but unemployment also rose to 4% from our previous 3.9%. So it doesn't quite make sense that unemployment is going up, yet there's more jobs gained in May, right? There's something off there. But when this first came out, you had Dow being negative 200. You had Bitcoin having this down spike. But then I'm thinking people are starting to realize that the two doesn't add together and the economy is still not doing well. Unemployment in the U.S. is now above 4%. Powell has said this before. He was saying if things slow down, we will see 4+% unemployment, and that's no good. Right? So now we're starting to see things claw back. Bitcoin is at 71.4, a higher level than when I streamed last night. And it would not surprise me to see Bitcoin come up to 72,000 and possibly even 73,000 today. We'll see. We'll see. I have that feeling. I think something is astir right now. Something's brewing behind the scenes. And I think Wall Street is getting ready for something. Well, not only that, they are definitely getting ready for something else too. And I know a lot of you guys are talking about it, and that is GameStop, okay? GameStop is down right now. Trading halted. It went up like 40% yesterday, and then it was like 40% up in the aftermarket. Now it started open in the red, but everyone's waiting for this live stream that's coming up in 2 hours. Look at how fast that chat was moving. There's 35,000 people waiting right now in this live stream, and it's, you know, Roaring Kitty basically is going to be talking, and no one knows what he's going to say. No one knows what he's up to, but he's like, his call option is up to like, what? No, in total, his call option and his holdings, they were around 600 million yesterday. So people are thinking if he somehow gets GME to pump even more today, he will become a billionaire. That's pretty crazy if you think about it, right? But right now, I'm guessing that the shorts or the shorters or Wall Street or the hedge funds that have shorts, they are doing whatever they can to keep this down. They don't want to see GameStop go up anymore. That would be absolutely insanity and probably wreck a lot of them and cause them to go bankrupt. So I think they're doing what they can to try to suppress this. But we know that it's basically not possible. He has the most influence right now. But, you know, we don't know. We don't know what he's going to say. We just no clue. I'll be tuning in. We'll see. We'll see what he says. The GME The GME crypto meme coin is doing really well. Last night it went up to like 200 million. It came down a little bit this morning, but it's back up to 170 million. This thing is going nuts, real nuts. So we'll see where that goes too. We have seen several memes hit 1+ billion. Are we going to see something similar? Especially if he comes out. You know, Roaring Kitty comes out and says, you know, I'm going to start supporting crypto. I'm going to start buying some Bitcoin. I'm going to start buying whatever, GameStop, GME memes. Man, that's going to be wild today. That's going to be absolutely wild. So we'll see what he says. We'll see what he says. All right, outside of all this crazy Roaring Kitty news, what about Bitcoin itself? Well, a lot of people are thinking today is the day. There's an analyst that actually came out and said Bitcoin could be hitting 83,000 today. Okay. And he quoted the jobs numbers. So he's saying the job numbers coming in line or worse than expected, that could lift Bitcoin upwards. And it was kind of true because that's why Bitcoin was going up. I still think this right here is kind of like a fake out. And then we could definitely see us go right back up to 72 and beyond and possibly break that 73,000 mark today. And if we do, we have $9 billion worth of shorts that will be squeezed and liquidated, and that will drive us possibly into the 80s. We have been going sideways for 3 months, but you guys have noticed we're building more and more momentum. It's getting less volatile, and we're building this base right around 71,000 right now. Something's going to happen. Something's going to happen very, very soon, and it could be as soon as today. So we'll see. We'll see. Also, other things like futures open interest, pretty high. Of course, a lot of people are banking on the fact that we are going to go higher. So it has been climbing, right? We'll see. It's still kind of dangerous to play with leverage, but these days, a little bit less so, especially if you use a little bit less leverage. Like me, myself, I'm using like 3x, 4x, 5x. Staying away from the 15, 20, 50x. Those days may be over, but you know what? Hey, right now things are looking pretty darn good. And also ETFs, you know, we've been following this for quite some time, right? And in terms of how much inflows, and 18 consecutive days now of net inflow. And even yesterday was pretty darn good. Yesterday was 217 million. So if you add this week, I mean, it's tremendous. Not counting today, obviously, right? But if you count today, it's going to be tremendous too. So we're talking about 1.5, 1.7, possibly $2 billion worth of Bitcoin being bought this week. $2 billion. All right? What if you times by 52, right? What if we had $2 billion flowing in every week? Just think about it for a second. You know what that would do to the supply. That would absolutely decimate the supply, and that supply shock I've been talking about. It will be enormous, right? And you know what? Who's to say that won't happen every week? From here on out, as Bitcoin gets stronger and goes higher in price, it's going to cause more institutional FOMO and cause more buying. We could have days like June 4th where we have close to $1 billion just that single day. We're not talking about a whole week. You could have $1 billion inflow days. And I'm thinking we will see them. And we could possibly, by the end of the cycle, see $2 billion days, $3 billion days. The FOMO is only building, nowhere near top. And in case you're wondering, BlackRock now holds over $20 billion worth of Bitcoin in their fund. $20 billion. That's in 3 months. 3 months. $20 billion. You do the math, right? That's crazy. That's crazy. And in case you're wondering, ETFs are now acquiring over 200% of the mined Bitcoin in 2024 alone, and that number will only go higher now that we're past the halving event. Okay, before there were at least 900 Bitcoin being produced per day. Now there's only 450 produced per day. 450 Bitcoin for the entire world per day. Take a second to think about that. 450? Whales could buy 450 alone. And miners, they are not selling. So basically, it's 0 per day now, right? So everyone's fighting for what exists. That's it. That's the bottom line. Everyone's fighting for what exists. All right, what else is there? This is the VWAP oscillator, according to Willy Woo. And he believes Bitcoin has probably 1 to 3 weeks of more bullish impulse as it wears down all-time high resistance. Yes, that's right where we are right now, between 71 and 73,000. There are a ton of shorts right now, and we're wearing those guys down. The guys that are betting against Bitcoin, they are slowly being wrecked, and we are slowly breaking upwards. Keep in mind, there's really nothing above 73,000, right? We have seen the order books before. From 73,000 to 80, 70, 90, it's just like it's open sky. Once we break through 80s, 90s, 100 could be right around the corner. When things move, they move very quickly. Just like when we went from 25,000 to 73,000 for the first time in March, that's exactly what happened. We didn't stop anywhere. We just kept going. Same thing this time around. Here's a charter jelly that says, I got my eyes on 86,000 next. It's a Fibonacci level, the 1.618 level, right? A lot of people are still looking at that. Again, we're about to break out. When we do, the next stop could be $86,000, right? I've shown many charters that also think so, that 80s is around the corner. But, you know, even we hit 80 around the corner. Let's say we hit 80 by today or even by Sunday. That's just the beginning. If you're looking at where we are in the parabolic stage of this cycle, which is after the halving event, we barely started. We didn't even move. So that's the thing. That's why this cycle is going to be unlike any other cycle before it. Look at all the previous cycles after the halving event. You don't even really notice the gains until months later and look at where Bitcoin goes every single time, much higher. Right now, like we haven't even really started. But when we do, 80,000 is just around, it's just actually the beginning. Not only is it around the corner, but it's just the beginning. 100,000 is just the beginning. 150, 200, 300, $500,000. That's where we may end up by the end of 2025. Right? That's how exciting it is to be in the game. And look at it. What did I say? Look at it. Bitcoin's coming up in a big way. This thing right here, you know, to me, it was just like a scam wick. I think the jobs report kind of scared off people, but people realized that unemployment is still going up. You can't have more jobs open and more people working, yet unemployment is still going up. The two doesn't really add up. So there's something fishy there. And you can see the markets are starting to crawl back to green. GameStop barely down now. I think today could be a tremendous day. Yeah, real tremendous. And here's another picture of where we're going right now and where we are in this cycle, the parabolic stage, the stage that we've been waiting for 3 freaking years. We are there, right? So don't get discouraged by any FUD out there. It doesn't matter what happens short term. Long term, this is what's happening. Just pay attention. All right, what else is there outside of Bitcoin? Base. Base is hot. You know, I still don't like Base that much because you can't profit from Base. You can't buy Base token because it's Coinbase's Base. But nevertheless, there are a lot of memes on there that are going crazy. Like Brett, I just checked yesterday, it's like almost 1.5 billion. Brett is not stopping. That thing is going nuts. And because of memes, they are exploding. They are the second biggest L2 for Ethereum, right behind Arbitrum. They surpassed OP, Optimism. And the way they're going now, they may be surpassing Arbitrum soon. They are absolutely going nuts, and Coinbase is super ecstatic about it. And I'm hearing internally that they are supporting the memes. They're not coming out and saying, "Oh, like we're gonna throw money at them," but they really actually do like the good community memes that are on base. And not only that, they are really glad to see a lot of game makers starting to move aboard and others move aboard. So congratulations on this. Seems like Coinbase has a real winner here. And then what else is there? I mean, last thing, Sandbox raises 20 million at $1 billion valuation. A lot of people have asked me before, like, what is going on with the metaverse plays? Are they ever going to come back? Right now, they are weak. Definitely weak. We don't hear really anything about Decentraland or Sandbox or any of the others that are just pure metaverses. But, you know, you can make the same argument about games. Games haven't been that strong either. When games get strong, and they will, I know we're going to see that. We're going to see a phase where games get super hot. That's when metaverses will probably start getting hot too. I don't think it's going to go away. I think right now everyone's concentrating still on the memes and on Bitcoin, but I think eventually we're going to see an explosion in many other areas, our niches, and metaverses will be one of them. All right. That is pretty much it. Roaring Kitty has 38,000 people waiting. That is insanity. He has more power on markets, or at least one stock, than even Powell does. All right, let's do some Q&A. It's going nuts right there. All right, let's see. I missed a couple super chats on top. Someone said, ADA is pumping. I thought that was a joke until I looked. I guess 5%. I guess that's considered a pump. Let's see. BNB is on fire. Yes, it broke through its all-time high. Let's see. Joke HGD. Unemployment is a joke. Every business in my city is short-staffed. People are just too lazy to work. Yeah, I'm not so sure that is 100% true. But let's see. Real response. How would you split up 10K right now? Okay, if it was just me, if I had 10K and I was trying to enter the market, well, it's two things. I could pretend like I don't know anything about the market, or pretend like I have my knowledge and I want to buy something with 10K. So if I didn't have any knowledge at all, I swear I just put that 10K into Bitcoin, right? Like I really just, I would just pay attention to Bitcoin, focus on that, and then just learn. But knowing what I know, let's say in the second scenario, if I was going to put 10K in, I would split up, again, according to my 50-25-25 rule. So I would probably put 5K of that in Bitcoin. In the 25% for the big bucket category, I would probably load it up mostly with Solana, but maybe a little bit of ETH and something like Toncoin because they are really hot. And then the remaining 25%, you know, I would fill it with a few others, including memes too. I would not lie. The remaining 25%, I would probably load a lot of memes in there because this cycle is going to be led by memes. And I'll throw some L1s and L2s in there. That's what I would do. Whale smoke, those symbols are horrible, okay? And no one can verify if they were founded by Ryoshi. And even if they were, because Suka, I'm close with Phil Russell, who's kind of like a community leader for Suka. They have been saying that forever. And I've always made this argument, so what? Okay, he made SHIB, right? Okay, done deal. It's a meme coin. It wasn't like he did anything else that made SHIB incredible. A lot of luck. The timing was right. So just because he made SHIB doesn't mean that he can make another SHIB. And he just like disappeared off the face of the earth. So no one really knows if it's him or not. Who knows? That's a good coffee. Okay, I'm going to stay away from that one. David Stelter, do you think this is the last bull run for big returns with coming regulations? No more 175. If so, there will still be 10x, 20x. No, there will always be the next 50, 75, 100, especially with memes. I mean, memes are pumping out every single day. Unless all the regulatory bodies like shut down every single DEX on the planet and memes can't even get listed, then maybe, but that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Look at this. We are skyrocketing upwards. I say we break through 72K, we're going to see a new all-time high, and we could get to that next level. Hold on. I'm catching up here. All right. Cotton Dalton. Love the channel. Thank you. I know you have faded political memes, but please take a look at Stand With Trump. Yeah, I can't get into political memes. Okay. I recognize that a lot of them have done very well. Okay. But I'm going to stay far, far away from them. Marcus, why isn't BTC above 80K with all the BTC purchased? If 20 billion BTC does not drive the price, what will? You got to have patience, man. You got to have patience. Obviously, someone else is selling, right? You know, maybe the miners are selling now to compensate for lack of Bitcoin that they're mining per day now because of the halving event. Maybe there are some like, I don't know, like Grayscale and others that are still selling that we don't know about. Obviously, there is still selling. But when Wall Street takes in $20 billion, okay, or BlackRock took in $20 billion, but like if others are taking in that much every single day, it's just a matter of time. Keep in mind, if it had no effect, we wouldn't be where we are. Okay? A lot of people always say that. They're like, oh, you know, all this buying means nothing. The price is not going up. Well, if the price wasn't going up, we wouldn't be at near all-time high right now. Just look at this. We're 3% away from our all-time high. 3%. We're only $2,000 away from all-time high. If all that supply shock was like foolishness, we wouldn't be this high. We would still be back down in like the 40s or something, or 30s. So obviously it is contributing. The supply shock is happening. And you know what? At this point, just let it happen. Just let it happen. There's no need to rush it. D. Vasilino, have a great day. Thank you, you too. Dopey Dave, appreciate that super chat. Jolama's asking, Cardano looks like it wants to pump. Do you think Argentina is buying? No, I don't think Argentina is buying. I don't. All these partnerships, you know, or government partnerships with Cardano, I don't think any of that is actually contributing to its pump. X Control. What do you think about S-Ton? It's Ton Coins, Uniswap, low market cap due to not a lot of listings. Your thoughts? Well, if it's, you know, that's a good point here. You know what? What is What is Ton Coin's biggest DEX? Let's look at it. Right here. Yeah, so that's it. S-Ton. S-Ton.fi is their biggest DEX with 241 million TVL. Look at that TVL go up. So it's called S-Ton. S-Ton.fi. You know what? You know, this is actually a really good point. I mean, this is a good call out. Because you look at, you know, what happened to Aerodrome on base, even though I don't think there's any need for it because everyone just buys a Uniswap. Well, look at what happened to Aerodrome. And of course, look at what happened with Radium and Jupiter on Solana. So with Ton getting so much momentum, you figure the largest DEX will follow. It hasn't yet, maybe because there's just not a lot of tokens to be traded, but as Ton gets stronger and stronger, you know there's going to be more memes coming aboard. There's going to be more games coming aboard. So this actually could be pretty good if you put two and two together. There's actually a good amount of coins on here. A lot more than I expected. X Control. I think this could be a good one. Good job bringing this up. And it's only 18 million. Well, it's not really 18 million. Hold on there. It says 18 million, which looks low, but this is saying only 1% of the supply came out. So the fully diluted is actually 1.8 billion already. I don't know if that's right. They only released 1% of the overall tokens. If that's the case, that's horrible. Then this is not undervalued at all. Okay, because then that's just a pure fake out. I don't know who just releases only 1% of the tokens. Okay, I gotta do more research on that. Because if that's true, then that's not a bargain. Because they will just continue to dump and dump and dump more. Ryu Jin, 24 million. It's okay. Okay chart. Not bad. I don't know if I like the name Ryu Jin though. Any insight on why Fetch is plummeting ahead of upcoming merger? Is it really? It's not really plummeting considering it was at the same price a couple weeks ago. I don't know. Just natural. A lot of alts are still kind of weak. That's really it. Isn't our current crypto market cap mind-blowing? It was 225 in 2020. It's almost 3 trillion. How is everyone not bullish? I still remember, man. Kind of like I've been in this space for a while. I still remember when the overall market cap fell to like 100 billion. And that was back in 2018 when Bitcoin hit 3,100 and ETH was at like $80. Yeah, that was when ETH was like $80. And I still remember like at that point, I'm like, what is going on? We were at like 100 billion market cap then, and now look at where we are, close to 3 trillion. And that wasn't, I mean, to me, that wasn't that long ago. I know like it was 6 years ago, but still, I still remember those days. Genbox AI. 70%, 80%. It's just being pumped right now. I can't look at something that's pumped up that much and such little market cap. Probably like a new token release. Barely in the red. It looks like it wants to flip. GME is still down. I'm really surprised. I think those hedge funds are trying hard to suppress it. And now there's 44,000 people waiting for this stream. That's crazy. We're all George says. I am George. We're all George. We're going live today. No dev bag, no pre-sale. LP burns. Well, I told you not to do it, man. I can't support it. So, crypto streamer. Hello, George. Need your thoughts about Wojak coin. It's a meme coin on Ethereum. It's been pumping for a while. Wojak is such like a common name. So many people use it. It's been pumping for a while? What do you mean? Which one? This one, this one. I mean, there's so many Wojaks, crypto streamer. I have no idea which one you're referring to. Apparently they will be releasing them over the next couple years slowly. Yeah. If that's the case, it's not, they're basically trying to fool the market because most people don't look at overall supply and total supply or circuit supply versus total supply. So they're trying to make everyone feel like it's a bargain, with only a 13 million market cap, but that's only 1%. They're going to slowly release 99% more, so I'm staying away from it because of it. S-ton paper on tokenomics shows more than 1% out. Yeah, I think the team needs to actually say, because sometimes CMC is wrong. Sometimes they just don't have the right numbers. But if it's really 1%, or even if it's under 10%, it's still, you got to be careful because it can definitely dump after more tokens get released. CryptosRUs. 23 days ago. 23 days ago and it's under 1 million? No. This is already dead. This was when all the insiders sold, and now it's just whatever. It's under 1 million. Stay away from it. Ondo's number 15 TVL just started, has 500 million locked, 2 billion market cap. What do you think? Is that not normal? Ondo's not a traditional project. It's basically a banker's coin. It's tokenizing US treasuries. So it's just something I'm not interested in, right? That's 500 million locked. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how many treasuries they have or anything like that, But the 2 billion market cap doesn't surprise me. I mean, the market cap of all crypto projects are very inflated, right? That's just how it is. Like if you think about something like I don't know, something that, let's just say halfway through. I don't know, like Caspa or Aptos. Let's just say Aptos. You know, a $4 billion market cap company has a ton of things going on with hundreds, if not thousands, of employees, right? But Aptos has a 4 billion market cap in the crypto space, and they probably have like a handful of developers. You know, they probably don't even have like a traditional office. I mean, you know, they're far away from like what a real non-crypto company would be at with a 4 billion market cap. So we know that market cap in crypto is inflated, but so what? It is what it is. Will Deputy Dog, will Mystery Mary bounce back? I have no idea who that is. How to be a millionaire memes or real use case coin? Hey, you could have both. You could have real world coins or real projects and memes. Doesn't mean it has to be one or another. Elmer, OBS. That's all I use. It's free. Did VeChain partner with Tesla charge to earn? I didn't hear about it. Probably not. Wojak is the first one to appear at Dex Tools and one has 100 million market cap. Okay, well, if it's 100 million, then it's 100 million. I've heard of it before, but there has been many copycats. It's down 12% today. It's doing okay. It's doing okay. Queef, Latina, is there any profit in mining your own coins for a 10K budget mining rig? If so, what coin would you recommend? I honestly, why I don't mine is because I don't feel like it's worth it. By the time you mine enough to pay back your original investment, it's like the coin already went up so much, right? Like, I feel like that time spent trying to recoup the investment, you would make more simply by putting that 10K into whatever you're mining in the first place, right? So like if you have a 10K budget, and let's say you buy like 5 S19 miners, I don't know if those are the best ones for Bitcoin. It'll take you forever to make that 10K back. With a lot of the others, I don't even know what's popular to mine anymore. Like maybe, I mean, you could still mine like, you could still mine like Doge or Litecoin, Caspa, a few others, but it'd just be better to use that money to buy something that's going to appreciate, you know, within the next 6 months, a year, right? Because when you're mining, it takes that long at very least to recoup your money back. So I don't know. For me, I just don't think it's worth it to buy mining machines. Floki and TokenFi. Floki, I didn't know this, but they're the biggest, now the biggest meme on BNB. One of the reasons why it's doing so well. TokenFi I've not paid much attention to, but 162 million, you know, it's a sister project of Floki. It's for launching tokens. You know, nothing wrong with that. It's also on BNB. It's weird because Floki did not start out on BNB, but then they like moved over to cross chain, and now they're the biggest meme on BNB. And TokenFi's on BNB too. I didn't know that. Yeah. I would not buy any mining machines. Staking, absolutely free, right? If you have the coins and you could stake in a wallet or a pool or something, sure. Why not? If you hold the underlying coins or tokens already, make some APY. But like buying mining machines it just doesn't make any sense. Think about it. Like if you bought 10K, let's just use Bitcoin example. Let's say starting today, you buy 10K worth of mining machines. It would literally take you forever to make back that 10K by mining Bitcoin. But think about it. Let's just assume it's 1 year. Let's just assume it's not. I know payback is even longer now with Bitcoin, but let's just say payback is 1 year. By 1 year, the hash rate would have gone up so much, the machine itself becomes obsolete. Basically, it's mining less and less and less over time because it's getting more and more difficult to mine a single Bitcoin. So that makes it obsolete, first of all. And second of all, in 12 months, your 10K for Bitcoin could become 30K or 50K. You'll see a 3 to 5x in the next 12 months had you just bought Bitcoin. But if you use that 10K to buy the mining machine, first of all, you're not even paid back yet. And second of all, it made you miss out on just buying Bitcoin in the first place. So the opportunity cost is enormous. And plus, your machines go obsolete and becomes worthless really quickly. So you see how that, it just doesn't make any sense to buy mining machines. Do you think Big Red's potential to hit 500 million market cap? It has potential to hit $1 billion in market cap. Okay, they have a strong community, strong leadership. Just need the market to come up. Difference between macro and micro. Macro is what you owe, micro is what you're paid. I don't know if that's right. Maybe you're looking at things deeper than I am, but that's not how I interpret things. Maybe it is. I don't know. Okay, Dow is starting to turn green. GME is still down. Ooh, those hedge funds. Let's see something like Nvidia. Nvidia is down slightly. They became the second biggest company on the planet yesterday. I don't know if Apple took it back. Apple is up slightly. And then, what is it? Microsoft's down slightly. GME Meme is still hot. What else is hot right now? Kitty for Roaring Kitty is up to 21 million. Liquidity is kind of low for 21 million market cap. Beer is 426 million. That's just ridiculous. Beer, I mean, the way it's going now, and it's already 400 million, will it hit $1 billion? Probably. I mean, that's ridiculous. What else? Brett is still up. Man, Brett is at 1.7 billion. Jesus. It's about to hit 2 billion soon. Man, I still remember when people introduced me to Brett and it was like 200 million. And I'm like, man, Brett is too big. I'm not going to get into Brett. It's 200 million. How high could it go? Now it literally did a 10x, even from 200 million. Congrats on those that held Brett. Brett could be the next Pepe. That's insane. That's insane. Robert says all these patterns are BS. All that matters is market conditions. I argue that too. That's why I concentrate more on fundamentals. And then I added in macro conditions because I do think it is very important. Thick or thin crust? I haven't had a thick crust pizza in a very long time. I like the thin crust now. I'm more and more liking just cheese. Even though I don't eat a lot of pizza, but before I always get Supreme or something like that. But now I just feel like I just like eating cheese. Grok on X predicts 70% short squeeze based on Roaring Kitty shares and options alone. Says whatever blinks first, we live in a wild time. You know, whenever I use AI to predict markets, it never really works well. What do you think is going to happen after Roaring Kitty live streams today? Will GME stock skyrocket? All right, it's trying to be cute by saying a lot of nonsense stuff. But here, however, if past events are any indication, GameStop stock might just reach for the stars, or at least the next level of the game. With Guild's massive following and current buzz around meme stocks, GME could be in for a wild ride. But remember, my dear human, the stock market is as predictable as a cat on a hot tin roof. Yeah, see, that's not funny. Okay, Elon needs to remove all that nonsense, like trying to make Grok like talk like, you know, I don't know how you say it, but like, you know, all that sass, I guess, the sassiness. You need to remove that. I don't need that. I just need answers. Okay, and that doesn't make me feel like Grok is more of like a person. When you finally do the George meme coin, you should do a play on Curious George. Everyone's familiar with that series and works perfect because you're George, we're all George. That's been done already. People have done that already, but that doesn't have anything to do with me. So no, I would not do that. Sounds like what Elon would say. No, I don't think that's what Elon would say at all. Yeah, it's very cliche. That's what I was saying. The cliche, sass, you know, the cuteness, whatever. Can you take a look at Andy on base? Andy is part of the boys club like Brett. People have said that before, okay? Like looking at all of Pepe's friends or whatever, that's all nonsense, okay? It's just whatever groups do the best at pumping them. That's really what it comes down to. Well, I will say this though. The chart does look pretty good. It does look pretty good. 297 million, 16,000 holders. Pretty distributed. Actually, the top holder only has 2.46. Everything else is under 2 basically. That actually looks pretty legit. I don't know. I'm sure they did some kind of burning. I don't know. I can't tell from this. But again, kind of like Brett, it's high. It's like 300 million. Is it really going to do a 10x from here? I don't know. Mini. This chart doesn't look nearly as good. And whatever that is looks stupid. The profile picture. Consolidating for a run. You know, it doesn't work that way for memes. All right, memes don't consolidate. Memes just lose momentum because people lose interest and then they go with something else that's pumping. So if you can't make a meme hold and just continue to move forward, it's going to die. Like this is a good example where I actually did a really good job just kind of like building momentum. But this, I don't know. I mean, there's still a chance, right? Like right now it's still early, but if it has to start moving. If it doesn't, it's going to go slowly bleed out. That's just how memes work. Ripple offloaded 150 million XRP to an unknown wallet. Yeah, I just did an OTC buy. That's what that's about. $55,000. That's crazy. But GME is still down. Those 55 people waiting, 55,000 people waiting are not buying GME right now. So what's going on there? I've seen YouTube have streams up to 100,000 people watching. I'm wondering if they can handle like 1 million people watching. Like, I don't know if their servers can handle it. We'll see. All right, guys. So, explosive pattern, all-time high. Yeah, it's coming. It's coming, guys. So stay strong. I think it's right around the corner. Let's see what Roaring Kitty says. I'm really interested. I mean, he's so against the establishment, right? The hedge funds, Wall Street. Why would he not embrace Bitcoin? All he has to do is mention Bitcoin or just tweet out a picture of Bitcoin and they'll make Bitcoin shatter through its previous high, get all the shorts liquidated. We just need that little jump start. But even without him doing that, we are right at the cusp, guys. We are clinging on and holding right around the 71 mark. We're so close to previous high, and when we break it, the next top is right around the corner, and it's gonna come quick, guys. Gonna come quick. All right, smash it a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys later tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Have a good one. Take care.